Ever feel like you're just barely keeping your head above water? Like you're constantly being bombarded with like work and family stuff and just life.
It's like a never-ending to-do list.
Exactly. And then on top of it all, you're supposed to be like resilient, whatever that means.
Yeah, right. Like, just bounce back from everything life throws at you.
Well, today we are diving deep into that very thing, resilience.
We're dissecting a list of tips. You've probably seen lists like this before.
Oh, yeah, tons of them. Maintain a positive outlook, build your support network. It all sounds great in theory.
Right, but how do you actually do it? That's what we want to uncover.
Right. It's like, tell me something I don't know. So let's start with that first one. Maintain a positive outlook. Honestly, sometimes it feels like toxic positivity.
I hear you. It's not about slapping on a fake smile and pretending everything is perfect. It runs deeper than that.
Okay, so what is it then?
It's more about, like, awareness, catching those negative thoughts that spiral, and choosing to reframe them.
Can you give me an example? Like, how do you actually reframe a negative thought?
Think back to a time you were really stressed, maybe about a project at work or something. Remember how you pushed through and actually ended up succeeding?
Yeah, for sure.
That's a perfect example. You could have easily gotten bogged down in the stress, but instead you focus on, the positive, your ability to get the job done.
I see what you mean. So it's about choosing where you direct your energy, right?
Exactly. And when you do that, it's amazing how much easier it is to manage stress, stay motivated, and even see opportunities you might have missed otherwise. A positive outlook, it's like having a clear windshield even when it's pouring rain outside.
Okay, I like that analogy.
It helps you navigate those tough situations.
So then how does building a support network play into this whole resilience thing? I mean, sometimes you just want to like curl up in a ball and avoid people altogether.
Oh, absolutely. It's not about being surrounded by people 24/7. It's more about quality over quantity.
Like those ride or die friends, the ones who just get you.
Exactly. Those are the people who can help you regulate stress. Seriously, having a strong support network, it's like scientifically proven to lower those stress hormones.
No way, really?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's like having a built-in stress buffer.
So good friends are basically like walking stress balls.
Well, I wouldn't go that far,
Hmm.
but you get the idea.
Totally. So speaking of taking care of ourselves, the next tip on the list is practice self-care. And before you roll your eyes and assume it's all about bubble baths,
Please, I love a good bubble bath.
it is about so much more than that, right?
For sure. Self-care is like imagine your energy and well-being as a bank account. You can't keep withdrawing without making deposits.
Otherwise, you're going to be in some serious debt.
Exactly. Self-care is how you make those deposits. It's about being intentional about your mental, physical, and emotional well-being, whether that's meditation, going for a run, setting boundaries with toxic people. It's all about prioritizing you.
Because when you're feeling good, you can show up better for everything else in your life, right?
100%. And it's not selfish. It's essential. What's one small thing you can do today just for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Okay, next up, this one can be a little tough to stomach sometimes. Learn from adversity.
Ah, yes, the old turn lemons into lemonade adage. But honestly, it's true. Think about it. Every setback, every challenge, it's an opportunity for growth.
So instead of getting stuck in the why me phase, it's more about hitting the rewind button and being like, okay, what happened here and what can I learn from this?
You got it. It's about adopting a growth mindset, the belief that you can actually develop your abilities and become even smarter over time.
And that's what builds true resilience.
Exactly. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about how you bounce back.
Okay, I can see that. All right, last but not least, stay flexible. This one feels especially important these days, like with everything changing so rapidly.
Tell me about it. The world is a whirlwind. And sometimes the most resilient thing you can do is to be adaptable, go with the flow.
Easier said than done, am I right?
Oh, I know. But think about it when you're flexible. You're more open to new possibilities. You're less likely to get stuck in your ways. And honestly, that can lead to some pretty amazing things.
It's like those detours on a road trip that end up leading to the most incredible hidden gems.
That's a great way to put it.
So how do we actually implement all of this? We've got this laundry list of tips, but how do we actually turn it into action?
Small steps, my friends. Start
Yeah.
with one thing.
Right. Don't overwhelm yourself. So if you're listening to this thinking, where do I even begin? Just choose one of these tips, just one, and commit to incorporating it into your life. Make it a non-negotiable.
I love that.
Because here's the thing, resilience. It's not some superpower that some people have and others don't. It's a skill. It's a muscle you can build with practice.
Absolutely.
And now that you have the tools, the question is, how are you going to train that muscle?
Good question. Something to think about for sure.